Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the number one most valuable real estate community in existence. Today we've got a special treat. We've got Bob Saadai and Mr. Stefan Lindstrom coming on to talk to us about sales and show us how to sell. We're going to bring some people up, get everybody in the community engaged, do some role play, and enrich and empower everybody in here that's here to take action. Excited to be doing this with everybody and ready to get into it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Mr. Saadai, Mr. Hurdle, good to see you all. We got Mr. Kamai.
Good morning, brother.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm stressed. I had an agent go to a
Yeah, I saw
property
it.
yesterday and they completely blew up the deal.
What?
Yep, on a
How?
novation. I
Oh,
had one
wow.
agent tell me, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go out to the property," and I made very clear. I said, "Hey, is there gonna be any reason why you can't make this appointment on Tuesday?" No, I don't think there's gonna be a reason. Okay, I set an appointment. Seller took off work, and they canceled on me literally the night before the appointment in the morning. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh man. So I'm scrambling. I'm trying to find somebody to go and take her spot. And next thing you know, there's so many people telling me that they're not going to take on this listing. Then I get one person who doesn't give me much pushback. She goes out to the property and then puts fear in the seller and pretty much says, "Oh well, this isn't even a legal and binding agreement." And meanwhile, I've closed novations deals over $1 million in transactions with the same agreement. How could she tell the seller that this isn't a legal and binding agreement? Now this guy is freaking out. He's lost his confidence in me in the transaction, and I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. It wasn't even a huge deal to begin with. It wasn't even like this was a home run from what I was estimating. I was thinking that maybe if I was lucky, this would be a 15K deal. So I don't know. So what would you do, Bob? What would you do in this situation?
Well, first I'd say welcome to the life of an entrepreneur and a businessman. That's how it goes. It's
Yep.
not all, ice cream and desserts. There are going to be some pitfalls. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be issues. And that's what we get paid for. We get paid to resolve these issues. So you just roll your sleeves up and you go, okay, bring it on, because I know I can handle this. And then you just work it. And so in this particular case, for example, um, the first thing that I think you need to do is put the seller at ease and bring some faith and trust back into them. So that the way I would do that is I would get a copy of all not all, but at least 3 or 4, maybe even up to 10 if you can, different HUDs, different contracts that you've signed as novations, and show it to him. Okay. And say, okay, Mr. Seller, Miss Seller, realtors, they're great people. I use them all the time. You can see from these HUDs that I use realtors to close these deals, right? But unfortunately, realtors are limited in their knowledge. Okay, they're limited in the way that they think, and it's not their fault. It's that the way they were educated and the way that they are trained in their brokerages. Okay, so I'm not blaming this agent for not being aware that this type of a thing exists. Okay, it's like if a new element in the chemical table comes out tomorrow, we've never been aware of it today, but tomorrow, who knows, right? So they're learning. More and more realtors are learning about this. But this is what I do. This is what I've been doing for the past 2, 3 years. Here's proof. Okay. You can see that this is exactly the same way that I explained to you that we're going to close on this house. This is exactly what I did on these other properties as well. Okay. So when they say it's illegal, it's lack of knowledge more than anything else. So that's what I would do. And then I would go and attack the agent and educate them. Go, look, I understand that you're not aware of this, but here's proof that I've done it. Okay. Here's what I see us doing. Okay. And if you or your brokerage don't feel comfortable, that's fine. But please don't spread misinformation to others. Okay. And scare them. Okay. That's not right. You and I are professionals. We should act like professionals. I just put them in their place right away.
Yeah, well, it seems unfortunately a little late for that. I'm
Why?
I'd call the broker, and I spoke to the broker, and I explained the situation to them, and they certainly didn't have the same attitude that the agent that went out to see the property had. It seemed like the broker was a little bit more understanding and open to the idea
Hmm.
that there could be a different possibility on how to close a transaction. But that agent, maybe we didn't have a signed agreement, but I made it clear that they'd be representing me, and they went and they
Hmm.
represented me terribly, horribly. So
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
obviously, I don't. There's nothing. I'm
So,
not going to go after this agent. I don't think. Obviously, no sort of like money in going after them. But
oh no, yeah, it's
I
not worth
just
your time. Quite
right.
honestly, it's not the money; it's the time. It's not worth your time to go after this person. Okay, so if you want to still continue with it, you can either educate this guy to make him understand and go, hey, look, do as I say, learn, so you can do this again in the future, or just move on to the next person, or ask the broker who seems to understand more. Okay, hey, who do you think out of the agents that work in your firm, okay, would be a good fit for me on this particular transaction? Find somebody else.
Yeah, it was so unfortunate. I found a really stand-up agent after sending her out there. He understood the transaction, has made multiple types of transactions like this in the past, and um, it was just unfortunate. I didn't meet him first, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to keep the seller on board and alleviate the
Yeah.
situation. They said that they are looking for a faster sell, but I don't know what that agent said because I wasn't there. Now he's come back saying,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh well, you didn't even send me a contract. This isn't legal and binding. I had 3 days to agree or disagree," and I'm like, none of this was agreed upon. I don't know where any of this came from at all, but we're gonna figure it out. So these are the realities, just like you said, of being an entrepreneur and the types of situations that we find ourselves in and overcoming. So I'm excited to overcome this
Yep.
one and share it.
There you go. So the agent apparently freaked out because they're not aware of what was going on or are not aware of what novations are, and they just scorched the earth, with investors who do these novations. Okay, unknowing that he's wrong. Okay, so you have to unscorch the earth now with the seller. Okay, screw the agent, but the seller. The seller is more important. Okay, so you got to get that trust back first. That's the first step. But yeah, I mean, welcome to being a business owner, an entrepreneur, Mr. Stefan Lindstrom.
Good morning.
I feel like we've had some agents blow up deals for us before, Bob.
You think?
One
So,
particularly comes in mind, but we'll keep her name
yeah.
out of our mouth. Name who shall
Oh my
not be said.
God. Yeah.
Name who shall not be said.
Yeah. I've
Well,
forbidden her name from our company's mouths.
yes. Well, thank you for your patience,
Uh,
everybody. I got to my location. I sat down, plugged in, and my headphones were dead. And I rushed back to the house here. So sorry for being a little late. Some technical difficulties on my end, but good to be
no
here.
worries. Glad to have you. Glad to have you always. So why are we here, John?
We are here
I
to
see a lot
connect.
of good people here.
We got to connect and empower each other. We got to sharpen the axe. Who was it? I guess it was Abraham Lincoln is cited for that quote. Said if I were to cut down a tree and I had 8 hours to do it, I'd spend the first 6 sharpening my axe. Well, we're here to do exactly that.
Exactly right.
Love it.
What are we gonna sharpen our axe with? How
Well,
are we gonna do that?
we're gonna role
We're
play
gonna
instead
role
of
play.
yep.
Awesome. Can't wait. This is if you are into acquisitions, if you like buying, okay, if you like going on a shopping spree, These are the kind of conversations you want to be involved with. Okay, this is the kind of negotiation skills, haggling skills that you need, whether it's for houses, it's for buying your next shirt or blouse or whatever, or, car, you need to be able to negotiate. And you need to be able to understand the psychology of sales, where Stefan is a master at it, okay? And you need to learn and practice these skills. And what better place to practice them than here, where it's a safe environment. We don't judge people. We just want to help people, okay? We're trying to make you guys become better. And why is that, John? Why do we want others to become better? I
Well,
mean, I've
we're
got a couple of reasons.
incentivized. Yeah, I mean, for me, I really want. I feel fulfilled by seeing other people win as well. So that's a huge reason for me. I'm sure we all feel the same way. But
That's right.
in addition to that, we only can all benefit if there are more people in here closing deals, doing business with each other. So instead of us
Yep.
trying to take something from you, we want to give something to you, which is the ability to go and start doing this business so that we can do business together.
Exactly right. Hey, I'm sorry. I got to take this phone call. I'll be right back. Sorry.
All good. I know that this morning has been a crazy morning across the board. I've been getting some showings requests and got a couple offers. I got an offer for 40K on one of these novations that I've got under contract for 20. This guy wants a conventional loan, so it's going to take a little bit of time. So we may need to go ahead and close on it. But everything is coming along here and looking good.
That's a good little spread. Are you going to close on it with your own cash? You going to double close? What are you going to do on that one?
Yeah, we're gonna close on it with our own cash, and we'll take it. And then we already got the offer for a higher price, so we'll just accept that offer and wait for them to fund the other side of it.
Okay, perfect. So you just close it out then, and then keep the listing in place, pretty much, or how does that work?
Yeah.
We'll go into role play. Sorry, guys, I'm just curious here.
Yeah, so with this situation, the seller wanted a quick close, and that's why they offered us a lower price. And so I always ask if we can market the property, as we get ready to close. They say, yeah, that's fine. If I've got it at a price that's low enough, we'll buy it, and then we'll obviously have somebody lined up to buy it from us, and then we'll just close on the first one while we're ready to close on the next one, and we'll go ahead and close on that next one as well. So we get in and out of it really quickly. It's pretty much a wholesale, but we market it before we close. We didn't put any work into it. We didn't clean it up or nothing. We sold it as is, and we got that offer.
Right on, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I don't have. I'm on my phone right now. Like I said, I got some technical stuff going down here, but because I pulled it up on my iPad, I could see the messaging, but I couldn't hear you guys. So I pulled it up on my cell phone. So I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I got to update the app or something. But so if anybody wants to raise their hand, let's get up here. We need a buyer. We need a seller. Like I said, you can practice anything you want: door knocking, talking to agents, direct to seller, whatever you guys are working on. And the best thing is if you've seen some objections that you didn't quite know how to handle yet or had some question on, this is a place to practice them. If you're the seller, throw that objection out there. If you're the buyer, let us know which ones you're struggling with, and we'll have your seller throw those out there. But that's why we're here. So let's get some hands raised so we can do some role play here.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, this is that opportunity, just like Stefan said, to really take advantage of practicing so that when you get into the day, you're going to be ready to conquer the phones. We got Miss Morgan coming to join us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Morgan.
Hello. How you guys doing? Everyone's looking good.
Fantastic.
Blessed to be here.
Absolutely. I just thought I would lead the way, so here I am. Are you guys doing the buyer or the seller, or are we waiting for someone else?
If you want, you could be the buyer, and then I can be the seller.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Absolutely.
So
what's the scenario?
We'll set up the scenario where I own it free and clear. ARV is 200K on this house, and you need it as close to 80,000 as possible. You know that it will sell for 120K, but you want to make a big spread on the deal.
Yeah, this is a great situation. And I'm giving you like a cash offer kind of situation because I'm going through the same thing and I need help. So this is great.
Yep, let's do a cash offer or a novation, one or the other. Nothing creative, no sub two, lame contract, none of that stuff.
Fine with me. Yeah, that sounds like I don't know much about innovation, so I'll just go more the cash route, just let you know.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. So I'm calling you. Right. So ring, 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 ring.
Hello?
Hi. I'm calling about 120 Main Street. Is this a good time for you to talk about that?
Yes, who's this?
My name's Morgan, and I was just looking at the property, and I just wanted to see if there was any kind of like offers and how much that you would like to open your opportunities up to a different offer if you haven't gotten any. I'd like to see where you're at with it.
Okay. I mean, I have been getting offers. I think they're a little lower than, what I'd like. But, I'm open to hearing what your offer is.
Absolutely. So and all from the very top to the very bottom when it comes to the house, could you tell me about the roof? Like,
I
is the
mean,
roof new?
yeah, I mean, it needs work. The roof is probably the only thing we've recently redone. The kitchen and everything else is, in pretty original condition. We haven't done any remodel on the inside or renovations. I had dogs in the house for a while, so I could definitely tell you that the floors need to be redone. Um, and yeah, I mean, what else would you want to know?
Oh no, that's absolutely great. I would also actually the HVAC wanted to know about that as well, just so I can get kind of a roundabout understanding on how I can better serve you.
Yeah, so we don't have central AC. We have window units in a few rooms. So it does get kind of hot.
Sure, absolutely. So okay, so great. I'm glad to hear that about the roof, and I understand with the dogs. I'm definitely a pet lover myself, so I know they're part of the family, so it does come with it. So I see here that you're asking for 200,000.
Well, I haven't really come up with a price. Is that what you're offering me?
Um, well, I would like to tell you that just due to from what the pictures look like and from what it sounds like, it's going to take quite a bit of work just to even get it to where we can offer you something that is going to be suitable and that everybody can, get a piece of the pie because we all have families we have to feed at the end of the night, right?
Sure.
So I really want to serve you in the best ability possible. And from the way this works is that we look at the total around about after repair value. So whenever we go in and let's say we fix the floors, we update the kitchen. I think you said you had a bathroom or something that needed to also be fixed. And we always have to like keep that in the back of our minds that we have to repair that kind of stuff. So all together, it's like I said, it's great that the roof is done. That definitely works in the favor of being able to get you the best deal that we could possible. Um, but just knowing that I see the listings at 200,000, it looks like we're about, I mean, all in all, going to be at like 60,000 just to get everything up to par to where we could really all just be able to get that house redone and, where it was when you had bought it to begin with. So would this be something that you might be open to hearing something like a little bit lower than you might expect?
I mean,
I don't want I'm not trying to disrespect
where
your house
where
by
did
any
where did you
means.
see my house listed for 200,000? Because now I didn't know that I could even get 200,000.
Oh. Okay. I guess that was a misprint on Craigslist.
It's listed on
So
Craigslist.
yes, I'm sorry. I guess that was just my misunderstanding on what was going on. Yes. So maybe it is not, or maybe it is. My notations here say that it was, but so if it's not, that's great. So what were you expecting to get? Where are you at with your numbers? So then I can go ahead and better serve you and see where we can go ahead and meet where we need to be.
Well, listen, I know that this house needs some work. I don't really know how much it's going to need, but I mean, I just want to work with somebody that's going to give me a fair offer. I don't want to be taken advantage of, but at the same time, I don't really want to deal with it. I haven't listed this property anywhere, so I'm not sure where you saw 200,000. Um, is that an offer that you're going to make? I mean, can I get 200,000 from you?
Okay, so then 200,000 would be the after repair value. Okay, so this is something that is what we do is we just go ahead and we take what we call comparatives and we compare all the houses that have been redone. And once your house is all done and it looks ship shape, like brand new, just came out of a magazine, it's going to be worth this 200,000. That's what the 200,000's at. So right now, currently standing, it has nothing to do with any kind of feelings or anything. I know that you've lived there and you have memories there, but when it comes to just value, we would have to be probably somewhere around 80K because we do have a lot of extra work that we need to bring it up to value. Now, I have a great friend and a great partner. He does novations. And what novations are is something that we could bring you along through the journey and get everything repaired. And by the end of it, you would be able to get a bigger slice of the pie as well, because we would also be able to, get everything up to par, just like the comparatives that we had originally got the 200,000 idea from. Does that kind of make sense? A little?
Hmm. Okay.
If not, fine. I have a partner who's like very good at explaining it better than that. That's not my cup of tea. My cup of tea is more of I'd be able to offer you just a cash offer of 80,000. I wasn't sure if you would be interested in taking the ride along with repairing it and getting it up to the 200,000, and then I can go ahead and hand you over to my partner, and then he can give you a call and really let you know what that's all about.
Okay. Um, I guess I'm just a little confused, but
We just like to give you options. That's all. Like you said, I totally understand. I'm sure you're getting bombarded with phone calls and stuff. And we like you to feel that we're here on your side because this is what we're here to do. We're here to serve you because this is a situation that you're dealing with, and we happen to be professionals. So when we're asking you if you want a cash offer, that's an option, right? Option two is what we call a novation. That's not my particular profession. I know my partner is. That's his cup of tea. So that's where I'm trying to say this is a friendly conversation where I'd like you to know that we're here to be friends, just to let you know that all your options, if you didn't know you had any.
okay. And who is your partner?
Okay, so my partner's name is John, and he is been doing the novations for a little while longer than I have been doing them. So this is
Hello?
why I would definitely, I always like to just open up
Yes,
the
can I
door
give
and
you a
just
call
see,
back here? I'm on a phone call
where
right
you're
now.
standing, what kind of circumstance you're in, if you like maybe just need the cash and just want to go ahead
Yeah, but I gotta give you a call back. Like I said, I'm on a phone call right now. All right, thank you.
like that. We like to give you your options. So, yes.
Okay, and how do I talk to John?
It's all up to you. I can go ahead and let John know that you like to speak to him. And if you want him to call you back today, I bet he would definitely make time if that's something that you would like to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to sell, so I
Absolutely.
mean, I just need a fair offer, and I'm ready to move forward, but I need an offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So my offer is where it stands with the cash, right? we would need to get it down to about 80,000 all cash. Now the novation thing and the way that works, John's going to come back through and he'll let you know the way it works. And then you can have your options. You can sleep on it and, let it digest, and it's up to you from there. But I'm glad that you gave me the time to, let me see what options you might not even realize you have had.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the
All
call.
right. Yeah, absolutely. So great. I'll go ahead and give John your number and see if he can go ahead and give you a call. Is there a good time this afternoon that he can call you?
Anytime.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you so much. He'll definitely be in touch with you.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, all right.
Cringe.
Morgan.
Cringe. Cringe.
Hey, but that's why you're here, right? You got to knock off the dust first. That's why you're here. So
Cringe.
good.
That was so
I just
nice.
want to congratulate you for being the first one to step up. Thank you so much for hopping up here. How do you feel besides cringe? Tell us how you feel.
Cringed. Just straight and bolded and uppercase cringe. I feel like I totally lost it. I lost control. I don't know, John, you are a good one. You are a good one. This is something that I do have problems with. Not really though. Maybe it's because I'm on the floor with 50 people. Maybe that's why it is. Or maybe not. Maybe it's because I don't really understand novations enough to know where I love fixer-uppers. Right? I love that stuff. Obviously. I love construction, lovely-dotty. I don't understand novations. I would love to be able to give someone the option of a novation and be able to pitch it where it's not me cringed, right? So that's I feel like I definitely got a D on that one. Hey, I gave it my all, and that's why we're here, right?
That's why you're here, and that's why we're getting these cringe moments out. John, feedback from you, sir.
I'll be honest. I think that, well, first and foremost, you are on fire for stepping up and actually throwing yourself in the arena, right? Everybody that's sitting here watching you, we can all criticize you, we can all have feedback, but you're the one that's actually taking action. So you got to really pat yourself on the back for doing that. And it's not going to be easy, in the beginning because it's something new, right? But I think that, for some constructive feedback, I would say that you should really focus on your 4 or 5 pillars and understanding how to actually frame that call, especially if you're in a position where you don't feel comfortable pitching the offer. And that's totally fine. You don't have to be the one to pitch the offer, but if you're going to be speaking to the seller, you have to gather enough information about their situation so that you can hand that off to somebody that is comfortable pitching the offer. And that is number one, their motivation, right? You didn't ask me, well, what's got you in the market to sell, right? Why are you even looking to sell in the first place, right? And you have to understand, the biggest thing that these sellers have to share with you isn't the house, it isn't the assignment fee, it's their story. You have to really care about what their life situation is. Why is it that they're even looking to sell in the first place? Everybody has a story of why they're in the market to sell, right? So understanding that person, leveling with that person, being there for that person, listening to that person. I think you have great active listening skills. I think you repeat, what you've heard, and you establish that very well. But you've got to also ask the right questions. So you've got the motivation, the condition of the house is important, right? But only so important, right? You can get enough information about, does it need work or not, from a seller, and the amount of work is really speculative and it's not as important. It's not going to change all too much. Maybe it will change the offer slightly or the extra strategy that you can use, but I don't think that condition is the most important of the pillars. I think that motivation is the most important, to understand their situation and why they're even looking to sell in the first place.
Can I ask you a question with that?
Absolutely.
So I totally, oh my God, totally agree with you. So literally, this is where my construction past comes in, right? I'm used to walking into a house physically and literally asking what's wrong, and then literally being able to get my crew in there, we fix it, done. Like that is what I'm trying to break. So I really appreciate that. This is where I feel awkward, right? I feel awkward asking. I don't know why. Like pre-foreclosures, for instance, right? I do. My aunt went through it, and I feel for that. So I get that, and I already kind of halfway know what's going on. I don't even really understand how to break through with that one either. I almost feel like it's too touchy. It's too personal. But you're telling me it's not, and this is great. This is something that I've been wondering, and like, how do I break through to really ask without like feeling like I'm invading personal information?
That's a great question.
Great question.
Bob, what do you think? I think Bob's still on the phone call.
Well, Morgan.
Hey, I'm ready.
So I'm going to start off from start to finish, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
I try to preach that the opener, that first 5, 10, 15 seconds is going to get you 5, 10 minutes on the phone, okay? So your opener, I always start off with mirroring how they answer the phone. If it's a hello, I'm like, hello. And then I go into my speech. If it's a hi, I'm like, hi, Morgan, how are you today? So right off the bat, I start mirroring, okay? And you're a natural empath. I can tell that about you, which is very, very powerful for building rapport with sellers. I can tell that you're kind of like, you feel people's emotions. Is that true? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, big time.
and that's really, really powerful because you can't teach that. So you're going to be able to build rapport with sellers, but to do that, treat them like it's just a conversation. Treat them like you know John. You know, like asking those personal questions, it comes down the line. You're not going to ask those questions the first 30 seconds of the call. You're going to build some rapport. You're going to talk to them a little bit about their situation. And then you start asking those tougher questions, okay? But the opener is very, very important because your opener is kind of a little all over the place.
Absolutely.
So it's just, hey, John, this is Stefan from 123 Banana Investments. I saw that you had submitted an offer or a lead submission form. I'm calling because we're finding out if you're looking to sell now or in the near future. However that spiel is, but you got to nail that spiel, like right off the bat. Hey, this is Stefan. I was calling about the property at 123 Banana. Are you looking to sell that now or in the near future? I'm looking to sell now. Great. Hey, tell me a little bit about the property. Is this and for me, I'm different. I always structure it because I do a lot of absentee owners. So a lot of investors, but also it could be just a one-off too. So I'm always, hey, is this your main residence or is this an investment property for you, a rental? Oh, if it's their main residence, then I start talking to them. Hey, that's awesome, man. How long have you lived in the property there? So that's a kind of a key to like tell me a little bit about condition as well as building rapport. Oh, you've been there about 10 years. 10 years is a long time. What has you thinking about moving now? Or if it's an investment property, right on. How are those tenants treating you? Is it occupied? Did they beat up the property? Then so I branch off from those from that right at the beginning. Hey, is this your main residence or is this a rental? And then I go build the conversation from there. He did mention a fair offer. That is a very good time to mirror somebody. And mirroring is simply repeating the one to last 3 words they said with a higher inflection, like it's a question. A fair offer? And then you just shut up and let him talk. If he doesn't talk, then you're like, well, what does a fair offer look like to you, John?
Oh my God, that is so genius. Sorry, go ahead.
And then you made a big mistake of anchoring high off the bat. Hey, your house could sell for 200,000. It's going to be really hard to get it from that 200 down to that 80 to where you need it. Okay. So Chris Voss teaches it's called bending reality, right? So when you do anchor high or you anchor low, like, hey, you know what? I'm seeing right now houses in that neighborhood. This isn't from me. But I'm looking online while we're chatting, John, and I'm seeing another property similar to yours just sold for 65,000. I see another one around the corner sold for 70. Is that a number we can even continue to have a conversation about? No, I need like 80, 85. Oh, okay. And inside your fireworks are going off because you need it at 80 or 90, you know? So there's a couple different caveats to talking with sellers and getting that price out of them. And also too, when you say novation, don't talk real estate speak to normal sellers. Don't answer novation, ARV, none of that stuff because they don't know what it is. And confused minds say no. So sometimes if you say something to somebody and they don't understand it, they're going to get defensive and they're going to start pulling away. So you got to just say, hey, there's a couple different ways we buy houses. You know, one was with an all cash offer where we pay all the closing costs. There's no commissions. It's quick and easy. Is that something what you're looking for, John? Oh no, you're looking to squeeze a little bit more money out of it. Well, my partner, we have another program we offer to a very select few people, where this might be a good fit, where we can actually partner with you or help you sell the house on the back end. So if you're interested with something like that, then I can schedule a call with John. Don't get into the details. Don't get into the minutia. Just schedule a call. Hey, I'm new to this. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I don't understand it. He's the master. Let me set up a call with him if a cash offer isn't a good fit for you. So it's okay to tell people you're new and you don't understand. Like, hey, that's why I'm the one I used to always joke, that's why I'm the one cold calling. That's why I'm the one making these phone calls, so I can set up the calls for the guys who know a little bit more about this than I do.
Brilliant. That's a great
and
one
that's
too.
that's
Yeah.
it. And then always go for a double close. Just say, hey, I'm available all day. Guarantee you he's not going to pick up when John calls later. So, hey, John's really busy. I have a 5 or a 5:30 on his calendar right now. Which one best fits for you? So give him a double close. Give him 2 options. Oh, 5:30. Okay, I'm gonna pencil you in right now for 5:30. Like I said, he's really busy. Is there any reason right now that you could think of you wouldn't be able to make that 5:30 call? No. Okay, I'm gonna book it right now. John's gonna call you at 5:30. I'll let John know to give you a call. Have a great rest of your day, and look forward to speaking with you soon. That's it.
Got it. Double close with just like that alone. Yeah, I was struggling with that. Yeah, that was a huge struggle. I was like, because I didn't know John's schedule, right? And I didn't want them to think like he wasn't important, the guy, the seller in this, instance. So absolutely great. So give a double close option. Yeah, is 5 or 5:30 okay? Is there any other reason? Oh my God! Like, thank you. So like, this is why this happens. Like, what?
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I always ask them too, if it's next day, hey, are you more of a morning or afternoon person? Oh, I'm more of a morning person. Great. I have a few openings on his calendar right now I'm seeing. And then you go for the double close. I got 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30, whatever that is. Just give him a few different options. And then obviously you'd want to coordinate with John as well. So if he had like a Calendly link where you can actually see his openings on his schedule, that might actually really be beneficial to you as well if you're really teeing stuff up for John. But that's it. That's all my feedback. I'm done. Good job, Morgan.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you and thank you and thank you. I have so many notes right here that's like so empowering. Everybody, y'all, it's not that scary once it's over. Once you take the dive, you're all wet and you're already in there. So yeah, don't be scared. I did it.
Good job, Morgan. Good job.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Sorry, I wasn't involved.
No, you
okay.
were on the phone.
You did great without you.
I know. You always do great without me.
We do okay, but we always do better with you, Bob.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
All right. Who would like to go next?
Let's bring somebody up.
All right.
We got
man, we got a couple of them jumping up.
There we go.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to just share, I was listening to Stefan and Morgan go back and forth here, and one of the books that really changed my perspective on sales was You Can't Teach a Kid to Ride a Bike at a Seminar. And that was a really good book by Sandler, and I really strongly suggest that people read that book as well. And it really emphasizes the importance of setting upfront agreements and expectations, and then you're just literally walking them through your sales process. So just wanted to share that with you all if anybody's in here and wants to read something. We got Mr. Aaron Berry joining us this morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's definitely an honor to be on stage with all of you all. John, it's a pleasure. I really appreciate everything.
Is he on mute? Because I can't hear him.
You can't hear him, Bob? You may have to rejoin him.
No.
Can you hear me?
Got it.
I think
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We'll get Bob to rejoin. Man, it's always a pleasure to have you on, man. It's about time we run up a podcast. I know we're waiting on a big closing here. Aaron's got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
If you are ever in a pickle or you need anybody in Louisville, Kentucky, Aaron is your guy.
Anywhere in Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, we can close deals anywhere from there. We can help anybody out. I can offer feedback. I'm more than willing to help.
It's awesome.
Love it. Aaron, do you put your information in chat so people know how to reach you?
Okay.
Because those are markets that we don't have a whole lot of boots on the ground or people around there, so it'd be good to reach out to you.
Yeah, I'll shoot over my email, my market, and my business phone number.
There you go.
All right, and everybody text Aaron right now. I'm just kidding. Let's blow Aaron up. No, I'm just fucking.
Hey,
So Aaron,
I'll
tell
answer
us.
every call.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. Aaron, so what are you working on right now? Are you direct to seller? What kind of marketing are you doing so we know how to structure this call?
Direct to seller, off market, pretty much any situation I've dealt with or at least have a little bit of experience in.
Awesome. Are you cold calling, texting, doing ads, like Facebook ads? What are you doing?
Cold calling, PPC. We've laid off a little bit on the PPC recently, but cold calling, PPC, and that's really mainly it. But we've got years and years worth of leads and everything that we've had from our cold calling, and we just recycle through those and
Heck yeah.
try to touch people at the right time. That's what it's all about.
It's one thing when I first started working with Pace Morby, the first thing he said to me, this game is all about timing and consistency. Because you could have talked to that seller a month ago and they told you to F off. You follow up with them this week and it's like, hey, good morning. Because you don't know the seller situation. I could have just gotten cut off, rear-ended, fired from my job. Today might not have been a good day to call me. So by cycling those numbers, that's awesome. You never get rid of those old leads. So
yeah. They can, you never know what someone's going through. A lot of these people, it's unfortunate they're in tough situations, but, I'm here to try to help and be a friend. And, if I caught you at a bad time, that's okay. But I can always try you back again later.
Exactly. All right. So you want this to be a cold call or a PPC lead? What do you want?
Either is good with me. Whatever you guys want to do. We can do a cold call lead if that makes it, more realistic for most of the people in the audience.
Sure. Dennis, how you doing, buddy? So Dennis is a VA that I have trained for many, many years. He's a closer. He can do calling, texting, whatever you need. He's actually available, I think, right, Dennis? Are you working with anybody right now?
Right now, just a part-time. Yeah, just a part-time.
Part-time gig?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to be a seller for Aaron?
Yeah, I want to be a buyer, if that is okay.
Okay.
I wanted to, practice my cold calling skills.
All right. Well, then one of us, do you want us, John, or do you want me to be the seller for you?
It's a toss-up. I'm gonna be a difficult buyer, seller this time. I'm gonna be a very difficult seller here.
All right, be tough on him then, John.
All right, let's run it, and then we'll run it with Aaron.
All right, let's do it.
Aaron, you go ahead first. Start with the ring, and we'll go from there.
All right, ring.
Hello.
Hey, John.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, John. This is Aaron. It's Aaron Berry, actually. I was looking at your house on 123 Main Street, and I was just curious. Were you thinking about selling that place?
Man, I had thought about it, but I haven't really got a solid offer from anyone yet. A lot of people, they call me, but they don't call me back. I mean, are you interested in this? I mean, how did you get my number?
Oh, you haven't gotten a solid offer on it? Your number? Well, first with your number and everything, for me, I just look at particular areas that I'm interested in, and from there, the phone numbers are just public information. But you said you were getting numbers or like offers. What, you weren't happy with them or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been having a lot of people call me, but I haven't gotten anybody that's really serious, I guess, about buying it, because they don't really call me back.
Oh, really? You got people just like kicking tires or something?
I guess, yeah. Yep.
So did they ever give you an offer or anything?
No, I mean, that's where they say they'll call me back, and they never call me back. I mean, what's your offer? You're interested in buying it? You got an offer for me?
Yeah, I am interested, and I can get you an offer before the end of the phone call. You got a second
Well, I
to
mean,
talk?
what are you? Are you an agent, or what are you? You listing this?
Oh,
Wholesaler?
I'm just a local guy. And no, what, a wholesaler?
Uh-huh.
Are you getting calls from wholesalers? It sounds like you're probably getting a lot of calls from wholesalers, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of these calls. I mean, I don't know, because they never call me back. I'll ask them, hey, you an agent? You a wholesaler? You a buyer? I mean, who am I talking to here?
Yeah, I got you. And it's tough because there's a lot of people that just make a lot of calls, and it's just seems like they're kind of just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it would stick. So I totally get it. But I'm just a local guy that buys houses. I'm really looking for something that I can like come in and fix up and resell, or like something simply that I can just add to my rental portfolio. Would either one of those like be a good fit?
I mean, yeah, this place needs a little bit of work. I mean, I've been living here for a while, so um, before
Oh,
that, I had
really?
it
How
rented
long?
out. Well, I mean, I've been here for the last 5 years. Before that, I mean, I had it rented out. It was actually in my portfolio for a little while. I had a tenant, but I guess I'm just not cut out, to be a landlord. I guess I had to let it go.
Oh man, I hate to hear that. Did you have like bad luck with tenants or something?
Yeah, they came and ripped the place up, and they stopped paying rent, and I was kind of relying on that income, from my other spot, and you know I had to go on ahead and sell that one and move in here.
Man, I hate to hear that. Some people, it's so hard to even wrap my mind around how people can like tear things up that aren't theirs. It's like
Who
you
are
offer
you
them a place
telling?
to stay and then you wreck it. So it sounds like they've done like some damage to your place. Um,
Yeah,
did you
I
did
mean that
you
was a
ever
while
like?
ago though, so I had to fix it up, and I sold that other spot. I came out here, and now I've been living in here, for the last 5 years. So I'm ready for a change of scenery, man. I've been here for too long. I've gotta I gotta take my wife and go travel the world or do something, man, because this isn't it for us.
I got you. Yeah, that would be a great idea. Traveling. You got any ideas on where you want to go? You talked to with wife yet?
Oh man, I'm thinking I gotta go out to Tennessee.
Nice. I like Tennessee. It's pretty cool, those rolling hills. Got it. Got it. So, okay. So you fixed up those issues you already had and everything. It sounds like, is there anything that I would need to come in and like actually fix if I bought it from you?
Uh, well, I mean, we might need to get some paint. There's some cosmetic stuff. I guess you could consider some new appliances. It's been a while. We've been using this stuff. But I mean, I think it's in pretty good shape. I mean, I'm living here.
Gotcha. I got you. So it's in livable condition. Um, well, how soon were you thinking you'd even want to sell it?
Wow. I mean, I'm gonna have to go ahead and figure out a place to go next. So I'm gonna need a little bit of time to get myself together. Um, I mean, how quickly do you think you might be able to close?
Um, you know, It's funny you say that. I can move as fast or as slow around your timeline as possible. That's honestly one of the beautiful things about like working with someone like me. You're not going to be like under any crazy timeline. We could work something out to make it fair for you.
I hear you. Okay.
But
Well,
did you have like a timeline in mind?
I think I'll need at least, a little over a month, to get myself together. I gotta, get my things put into storage. I got a lot of stuff here that I'm gonna have to take with me, and then we got to go somewhere with it. So I'm gonna need a little bit of time. I don't want to be in a rush. I'm in no rush to sell.
Yeah, no rush or anything either on my end. But I could help you with the moving. We've actually got a moving truck. It's not the prettiest thing out there, but it gets the job done. And yeah, and so if 30 days is what you're looking at, then that's actually a perfect timeline for me. Usually, I say I can close as fast as like 2 to 3 weeks, but really we say 30 days just to be safe.
Okay. That I think that should work for me.
So if let me ask you this: if we could, um, I guess, do you have a number in mind? Like, have you even thought about that?
Uh, I don't know, man. I've been seeing, online. I looked at my house on I guess it was Zillow, and Rockspin or something like that. I was seeing a $120,000 number. So I don't know how that stuff works. Do I just list that and I'll get that amount, or how does this work?
Okay, so
I want to get closer to 120.
you got what you're seeing online. You believe it's around 120,000 is what it's worth.
Well, that's what I'm seeing. I just don't want to leave anything on the table here.
Gotcha. Okay. So the house is worth 120. What do you think it is?
Yeah, I mean,
And it doesn't need much work at all.
well, I mean, I know it needs some work because I've been here, for the last couple of years. I'm not gonna
Well, if you
lie
could put
to
a
you.
number on it, like if you could guess, like how much would you say, or like how many different rooms? What does the kitchen and the bathrooms look like?
Man, I mean, they're used. I've been here for a little while, and we've been here.
There isn't any leaks or anything like that.
Well, nothing major, nothing major.
Oh, nothing major.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the sink in the kitchen doesn't leak. It leaks, underneath the countertop. But we'll put a bucket there. There's no problem. There's no problem.
See, so there's a little leak in the kitchen, but it sounds like it's not too big. How long's that been going on?
Been a while. There was some food in the drain. I had to open up the plumbing and I fixed it myself. So you know ever since I screwed it back together, it's just been leaking a little bit.
I gotcha. Did it like get in on the floors or anything like that, or
No,
into the
no,
walls?
nothing major. Nothing major. It was just had to get it cleaned up.
Okay, got it. Um, so if you sold it as is, and I came in and fixed this leak and made it easy for you guys, um, is 120 the best you could do for it, or would there be any wiggle room?
I mean, what's your offer? What would you give me for it?
Really for me to give you my best offer would be to come and take a look at it, especially with something like this, with there being a leak and everything, to see exactly like what's going on with it. Um, is there a good time that I could come over and meet you and take a look at the place?
Yeah, I mean, I'm free anytime. I work from home.
Okay, you work from home. So, well, I'll tell you what. I don't have anything going on right now. Can I come over within the next hour?
Next hour. Let's see. Yeah, that could work. I can make it work. You gonna come on over?
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I'll give you a call. I'll shoot you a text when I'm on my way over, and I'll just see you when I get there.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. See you soon. All right, bye.
Bye bye. Boom.
So for me, and I'll explain why I didn't give an offer before you guys give me feedback. It sounded like something was there. There was something there that he was hiding that he hasn't been telling everyone. And I didn't know what it was exactly. It could have been this leak. It could have been something else. There's a reason he hasn't sold his place. And I want to get in there and meet him and be his friend and actually assess it before I give him an offer like most people do. And then they have to come back and renegotiate or cancel or anything like that. So hated that I wasn't able to give you an offer, John, but you made it tough on me.
Hey, well, I'll be the first to give some feedback. I want to say that was an excellent call, and you followed a very specific structure. You had a very clear framework. You knew step by step, compartment by compartment where we were heading. You guided the call in a certain direction, and that was what I believe is most important: is to have that coordination, from start to finish, right? You get on the phone with somebody who hasn't really been on the phone too much. and this isn't a discouraging statement, but this is just kind of the reality of the situation, is they're kind of like all over the place. You know, they're jumping over here, they're jumping over here. This is a more linear progression, right? There's a clear introduction and conclusion to this call. And the result of this call is that Aaron had booked an appointment to come and see this property in person. Now, this strategy makes sense for him, likely because, you know, he's local. Like he said, hey, I'm a local buyer. I love that line, you know, when I put some pressure on you and ask, hey, man, are you a wholesaler? Are you an agent? What are we doing here? You know, am I talking to a real guy? I get a lot of scam calls, whatever. No, he separated himself from the rest and made it clear he's the best, right? Hey, I'm just a local buyer, right? I'm a local guy. And then he, at the end of the call, scheduled a time. Hey, I'll be over there in an hour to come and take a look. He's really local. Like, he can actually drive and go and see that house. So I think it was a overall fantastic call and an excellent showcase of your sales skills.
Well, I appreciate it. Always working on sharpening the skills and fine tuning, but it's been a long road, and REI Revs definitely paved a big path for me for sure.
Hey, well.
Right on, man.
Yep.
Love hearing that. Well, hey, just to key off of that, I'm a local buyer. That's actually something I teach. We never use the word investor because people think that our investors are out there to take advantage of them. And we never use the word contract. Hey, if the numbers pencil out, or you're ready to get an agreement or start the paperwork today, is even a better way to say it. But yeah, right on, man. That was good. I'm still going to preach mirroring the opener, how they answer the phone. That's just something I'm going to keep drilling into you guys until you get it. But I like your opener was solid though. I like you did something that other people might not hear. I preach a lot about mirroring and repeating and approving. And when he said a solid offer, you meant you repeated and approved. Oh, you're not getting a solid offer. It helps people feel like they're being heard, and it's a good way to help build rapport. I might have you said you're not getting any calls back. I might have asked, like, well, why do you think that is, John? Why aren't they calling you back? Because it could have been price. He could have been like, well, I have it, I'm trying to sell it for 180. And you needed it like 100, so you're right off the bat, you know why they're not calling him back. But and then you throw out the, where'd you get my number? You porcupine, which is meaning, you answer the question and then just ask a question right away. Hey, it's all public information, John. So tell me a little bit more about, so you just can jump right into that. You used the, hey, it sounds like, that's very, very important. Hey, it looks like, it's called a label. It sounds like, blah, blah, blah. It looks like this. So either they're going to go exactly, hey, that's totally right, or they're going to correct you and give you more information. And then when you said he's lived there for a while, and I put mirror in here. So just like, hell, you've been living there a while, but you did actually answer that. He did get that out of him later in the conversation. He's been there 5 years. So that's just one of those things. You said the tenants tore up the place. So you did go into that. I might have gone into it a little bit deeper. You got the timeline. When I say timeline, I always say, hey, that's why people love working with us. Mm-hmm. So you're like letting them know you do work with a lot of other clients, and you also let them know that you can get it done. Hey, that's why people love working with us, John. We're pretty flexible on the timeline. So let us know whatever you need, and we'll structure the deal accordingly. So I like that. And then also something I use for condition wise is too. I said, hey, John, if you had a $50,000 gift card to Home Depot, what would you spend it on? Oh, well, you know what? Actually, we'd probably do some updates in the kitchen and the bathroom. That does two things. It mirrors, and psychologically it puts in their head like how much the construction cost could really be. So but whatever your area better than I do. So if that's like a $30,000 rehab, say like 35, or if it's a 50,000, say like 55, or anchor them high or low, but you know what I mean. But that's just a way to, one, you anchor them with what the work might actually take to get it fixed up, and two, it'll help them open up a little bit, because then you're putting it on them. Hey, what would you fix up if you had the money? And then they'll start. You can go. That could be another 5 or 10 minutes right there. Just be able to get more information. And then the last but not least, I like how you set up the appointment, but I wouldn't say I don't have anything going on. I would just say, hey, you know what, John? I actually just had a cancellation in my calendar. I'm free in the next hour if you're available. Does that work for you? No, so make
Yeah,
it sound like you're more important than you are. I mean, I know you're important, but
more
you know what I
urgency.
mean? Like build urgency. Yes, exactly. But besides that, man, great call. Any other feedback from you, Bob?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we have Stefan Lindstrom working with us.
That was gold. Thanks, Stefan. That
Okay,
was-
so first things first. I love the T-shirt, Aaron. Frugal.
Oh, that's
Frugal McDougal. Love it. All right. So I'm going to go another way with this. I want to ask you, Aaron, first of all, what your process is. And I apologize, you might have explained this already, but for whatever reason, you were on mute for me. Everybody else could hear you, but I couldn't. And then I'm old, but I can figure things out after a little while. But so I figured it out. So tell me a little bit about how you, because okay, let me back up. There are more than one way of acquiring properties, of skinning a cat, as they say, or whatever. So the way that we do it works for us. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's going to work for everybody. It doesn't mean that it's going to work in every situation. Okay, but we feel comfortable and confident with it. That's why we use it this way. Okay. So I know John does it a little bit different. Everybody does it a little bit different. Okay, so I want to know what your process is. So, for example, do you always go for, not always, the majority of times, or your bread and butter way of doing it? Do you prefer having a one call close or multiple step close?
For me, I don't think there's really a right answer to that.
Right.
It's who's ready. I'm ready now if you're ready now, but I'm not going to pressure anyone either.
Okay.
So I try to ask the right questions and dig deep enough to know, like, hey, are we going to get this thing done today or another time? And timeline's huge for me. So if John would have said, it's going to be 3 months from now, then I would have immediately ended the call there and said, okay, John, sounds good. It sounds like I need to call you back in like 2 months or so. And I would honestly set a time to call him in like 4 to 6 weeks and just see from there.
Yep, exactly. Okay. All right, great. So it obviously varies and depends on each situation. So if the seller is ready to move, is highly motivated, and their timeline is short, you're ready to close on that call. But otherwise,
as long as the numbers make sense.
There's your legalese disclaimer right there. As long as the numbers make sense. No, understood. So otherwise, you kind of do it, because we do it in at least 2 steps, right? We want to gather the information first, run our numbers, and then submit an offer to them. Okay, that's the general way of doing it. Well, for one of our divisions, the other division is we're just blasting out offers and see who takes the bite, right? So it depends. As far as this particular call itself is concerned, I think you did an outstanding job, as everybody said. What I liked about you is that because of your confidence, you're laid back. You don't push, you don't pull, you don't think that you're above or below the seller. Okay, you're at the same level, which is incredibly important for everybody to understand. Okay, they're not better than you, they're not worse than you. Don't belittle them. Don't think that they're gods. Okay, they're just another human being who has a property. Okay, so what? Okay, millions of people are like that out there. Okay, so I love the way that you interact with them, and it shows through the conversation. So great job on that. I think Stefan and John already hit up on the major points. The one thing that I personally like more is on the condition part. Okay, you kept on saying living condition. Bro, I don't know if you've seen some living conditions that we have or not, but they're like shit. Okay, and they're like, oh, I live in there. Well, I wouldn't let my dog live in there. Okay, so that doesn't mean anything. Okay, so I would say, oh, okay, so it's in living condition. Great. I explained this I think it was last week, or maybe it was Monday. I don't remember. But one of my favorite lines is, hey, you know what, Mr. Seller, my job, and I explain to them what I do. Okay, so I heard about how you said a wholesaler. Okay, be careful on that a little bit because that could backfire on you. Because if you are actually wholesaling, okay, and you put them down, when you go back to them, it makes the seller not feel good. Okay, it gives them that tingly feeling that, ooh, this guy put him down and now he's going to actually do the same thing. Okay, so I don't know your exit strategy. If you're just a fix and flipper, fantastic. You can use that line. But if you wholesale as well, just be careful on how you use that. Okay.
I appreciate that feedback, and if I can add to that, typically I will say normally I do say that I'm a wholesaler, especially if it's people that are familiar with the business, because there's no reason not to be transparent.
Absolutely. Yeah. I push this all the time to my team. Hey, if they ask, if it's brought up, if you think it's the right time, please let them know that this is one of our exit strategies. It's not the only thing that we do, but it's one of our exit strategies. So if in the future it comes up, hey, we divulged that information to you already. What's the big deal? Right?
Right.
So it's the upfront contract basically that you're setting up with them and making sure that they understand.
Yeah, we have every intention to buy, but obviously
Yeah,
we can't.
absolutely. There you go.
And yeah,
Love
and
it.
I usually say something like that too. I'll say something like, no, I'm really looking to find something I can fix up and flip, but I do love a good wholesale deal. You know? And then
there
just
you
like
go.
brace past it. I just brace past it and go to the next
Absolutely.
step.
Porcupine. Absolutely. Exactly right. So as far as the condition is concerned, I always tell them, look, Mr. Seller, as a fix and flipper, we will come in and we will clean up the house, we will upgrade the house, we will rehab whatever is needed, and then turn around and put it back up on the market for a profit, hopefully. Okay. Unfortunately, right now, our buyers, okay, are millennials, and you know those millennials. Ever since they were kids, they've been handed everything to them. Okay, for crying out loud, when they go and participate in anything, they get a participation medal or a cup, trophy, right? Just for participation. Nothing in there. Okay, so they're handed everything to them. Okay, so when they buy houses, that's exactly what they think. They think that they should be handed a perfectly beautiful house. Okay, now I know you told me that your house is in livable condition and everything works and everything is in good condition. Okay, but when my end buyer comes in that house, they're going to look at it and go, well, this house needs that or this or that or this. Okay, and I got to explain to them that, hey, this is in good condition. It's still working. They don't care. Okay, they look at the latest TV shows, whatever they're called. I can't even remember right now. Or the latest magazines and look at those pictures and go, that's where I want to live. So my job, Mr. Seller, is to turn your house into that kind of a house. Okay, so let's walk through the house. Was your kitchen updated in 2023 or earlier? Later? No? Okay. See, I'm planting the seeds now. How about the bathrooms? Were they updated in 2023 or later? No? Okay. All right. I'm planting that seed that, hey, you are telling me that it hasn't been upgraded lately. Therefore, I need to do it because my end buyers expect me, demand me to do it. Okay. It's not me. I'm on your side. It's my buyers. Okay. So if I give you this offer, it's because of this. Okay. One of my favorite lines is what Stefan brought up is, hey, if I gave you, based on this, if I gave you a $50,000 Home Depot card, okay, what would you spend it on first? Okay.
Like that.
What's next? Where do we go after that? Okay, so that's one route. The other route is, for us, we're remote most of the times, right? Not most of the times, but a lot of times. Okay, so I have them walk me through the house visually. Okay, so Mr. Seller, if I walk in through the front door of your house right now, okay, where am I at? What room am I in? Oh, living room? Okay, great. So what does that living room look like? Can you please explain it to me? What's the flooring like? What color is the walls? Okay, where are the furniture set at? How much room is there? Okay. Oh, okay. So thank you for that. Now let's go. Next room. Where am I at now? Kitchen. Okay. What do the cabinets look like? What do the countertops look like? What's the flooring look like? Okay. How old are the appliances? I'm walking them through every little detail. Okay. That is why we do 2 steps, not 1-step closes.
I like that. And just being able to preface it, like you said, anytime that you can actually come to the table with why your offer is where it's at and paint
There you go.
paint a clear picture for the seller, then even if it's not a good fit, people respect it. Like
That's right. Absolutely. I think it was Stefan who brought this, who taught me this, is just by using the word because. Okay.
Yeah.
People will give you lenience. Okay. So, for example, if you cut in front of somebody in a line, you go, hey, I'm sorry, I need to cut in front of you because, and it could be something stupid, because I'm running late, because I just wanted to. You know, they'll back off. Their defense mechanisms, their hands drop. Okay. And they're like, shit. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
It's incredible.
They might not like it, but they'll let you. Okay. It's the funniest thing, because. Okay. So when you're offering somebody the price, you just say, hey, my offer is this because, Mr. Seller. Boom. And then you explain it, and they're like, well, okay, that makes sense. I might not like it. I might not sell to you, but okay, I understand where you're coming from, Aaron. You're not like one of those asshole wholesalers that I deal with every day.
Yeah, because is a powerful tool. Stefan, you mentioned that I think 2 weeks ago, and I started trying to incorporate it more in my calls, and I have noticed a tremendous difference, even in like just a simple introduction. You know, like if a lot of the times, like I'll say something like, I called you a while back about XYZ. But if I say, I've noticed a difference in people's reactions when I say, I'm calling because I talked to you a couple weeks ago about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they respect it more. I don't know what it is, but it's gold.
I love that.
I forget, it was a Harvard study or something on one of the sales systems I was learning about. And yeah, it's something it's true, man. It's very true. It works well.
Sweet. Well, thanks, guys. It's a pleasure. Definitely looking forward to learning and growing with you guys more throughout my wholesaling and real estate journey. So it's been cool.
Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you.
That was
Thanks,
awesome.
man.
Excellent job.
Great. Dennis, unfortunately, we're going to have to get you next week. You'll be our first role play on Monday. So show up on Monday, buddy. All right.
Yeah.
But if anybody's looking for a solid VA, reach out to Dennis. He is a badass. I've trained him personally. Our team is filled up right now. He reached out to me recently, so I want to make sure if you guys are looking for a solid VA, this guy's your man. He can cold call, he can text, he can help run CRMs. Like he's a really good guy to have in your corner. So please, Dennis, put your contact information in the chat. The best way to reach you. Besides that, guys, thank you, and gals. Thank you so much for being here. Have a blessed rest of your day. And remember, you guys are just one phone call away from changing your lives. So get on the phones, okay? Or go out there and door knock. Whatever you're doing, just go do it. All right.
Love it.
Have a great day, everyone.
Take care, Bob. Take care,
Thank you.
Stefan. Take care, everybody.
Take care.
All right,
Ladies and
guys.
gentlemen.
Yep. Have a wonderful day.
This is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, go and tap that interested button. We're bringing on the Novation King to come and expose novations for us all. He's going to be breaking it down step by step, exactly what he's doing to get these properties under contract. You don't want to miss it. If you haven't already, make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube as well so that you can catch the replays to these videos. They're there waiting for you. YouTube.com/@REI Revolution. Take care, everybody.